let's say I want to print out the data of every node in the list. Func. And this time we're going to use a value receiver, not a pointer receiver. The reason is we're just going to print out stuff and we don't want to actually make changes to the receiver. So it's going to be a value receiver. And we'll call it print list data. Now we should think about how to follow along the linked list. Because we need to print all the nodes. So the plan here is we're going to use a for loop and count down with the length until it becomes 0. Becomes 0. Okay, and inside the loop, let's print out the first node. Print f. And yeah, put a space. And here we need to print out the head because it's the first one. But instead of printing the head right away, because we need to follow up the linked list, let's put it as a variable. Let's call it toPrint. And put the head inside there. And we'll print out the toPrint because right now the head is inside toPrint for the first loop. And then after that we'll have to keep on updating the toPrint to the next. So toPrint should become toPrint.next. That's how we're going to update the for loop. And also we need to decrease the length by 1. So when it meets 0, we could come out. Okay. Okay. So and at the end of the for loop, after we printed out everything, we want to make a line break. Println. Yeah, just println. I'll just do this. Okay. All right. Okay, let's test it. I want to add some more. And this should be 11, 7, 2, 6. Oh. Okay, this would be 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have 6. And I'm not going to do this anymore, so I'm going to delete it, and instead I'm going to do my list, print list data. Okay. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We added in prepended the 6 nodes, and then we're going to print it out. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay, there was a typo. Right. That okay. Okay, so 2, 7, 11, 16, 18, 48. Yes, we printed it out successfully, so 2 should be the header right now. All right. Okay, so now for the last method. We're going to make a method that can delete a node with a given values. Like, so it's, if you give like 16, it's going to delete that node from the list. Okay, so func. And so we actually need to change the receivers. So we're going to use a pointer receiver instead of a value receivers. So pointer receiver, linked list. And call it delete with value, and we also need to put in the value we want to delete, which is going to be an integer. Okay, so we're going to have to scan through the nodes, so we'll do something similar with prepend. We'll put the head node into a variable to delete, which is the one we want to delete. and we're going to put it through a for loop again. But the thing is, so we're not going to compare the data of the node in toDelete. We're going to compare the data of the next node. That's what we want to do. So we're going to go previous. I'll explain why. toDelete.next. Okay, so to skip the node with the input value, we need to make modifications in the previous node's next, so that it skips the node we want to delete. But once we kind of like scan through that, it's not easy for us to modify the next in the previous node, because this is a singly linked list. We don't have information of the previous node's address, so it's a good idea to not go past that. So that's why we're comparing the data in the next node. Okay, so we need to update the for loop. So previous to delete, we need to put that to the next. So this is going to loop until it finds a match, and when it does, we can update the pointer so that it skips the node that needs to be deleted. So preview. And of course, if we deleted it, we'll need to handle the length as well. Okay. So right up to this point, we still need to handle some special cases, but let's just test what we've got so far. Okay, so my list, delete with value, let's delete 16. Oh, we have to print the result. Okay, do it again. Okay, we did 16, and you can see that before we had 16, but after we deleted it, we don't have 16 anymore. So we just checked that our method is working. But I want to show you what I mean by special cases. So let's say we want to delete 100, which is not in the list. Like right now, we don't have 100. So if we try to run this, it's going to show a runtime error. So we need to handle these kind of special cases. Another one we want to handle is if you want to, let's say we want to delete the header. So in that case, it's also going to show a runtime error. Come on. Okay, a runtime error. And another case, there is an empty list. There's an empty list, and we want to delete a value, any value. This also will cause an error, okay, a runtime error. So let's go back and handle these special cases. Okay, so here it is. So if the length is 0, which is like we're handling the empty list case, then we'll just immediately return, which is gonna like just come out of the method. And then if the header has the value, so if the value that is input here turns out to be the data of the header, then we'll also need to delete the header. So if the data turns out to be the value, then the second node should become the header. So should become the next. And then we deleted that, so we'll have to go length decrease it by 1, and then we should return right away. Okay. And the last case is we have to take care of the case where the input value does not exist inside the linked list. So when we're at the end of the linked list and the next node is pointing to nil, then we'll say that the value didn't appear in the linked list. So we need to do that inside the for loop. So if previous to delete dot next, the next of the next is nil, then in that case we'll assume that we reached the end and there's no input value there, so just return. Let's go back and try to test it again. So before this showed an error, but let's see if it doesn't show an error this time. And we delete the head. Let's not print this one out. Let's just, because it's just going to ignore. We're going to delete the head, and then it's going to print out a list without the head, and this is also going to be ignored. It's just going to return. So let's see if we get the expected results here. Okay, good. So this is like before we did the deleting, and after the deleting we don't have the header because we erased it here, and we didn't get any runtime errors because of these because we deleted a data that was not in the list, or try to delete something in an empty list. Okay, so that is the end for today. I don't think my code is like the best code. Like, if you guys have any suggestions, I'm very happy to get some of your ideas as well. So let me know. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.